Do you have daily practices that you really want to be consistent with, but when the day comes around where you can't engage in those, you feel bad, you feel guilty, even like you're a weak person? Well, me too. At least I used to. But a concept Chris Williamson and Oliver Burkeman spoke about on a recent podcast has completely opened my eyes to a new way of thinking. A way of thinking that has reduced these negative feelings and made following my goals a lot easier. So if you're interested in learning about the downfall of our current views of consistency and how a simple change in definition can go a long way in your goal pursuit, stay tuned. Let's take an example of a practice you may be trying to implement into your life. Meditation. A lot of people, when trying to introduce meditation, will set a strict target of doing it every single day. The idea is that if we can do it every day for a certain period of time, it will become ingrained into our routine. But inevitably, a day will come where you can't meditate, whether it be through sickness or busyness, or maybe you just don't want to. And if you're anything like me, when this day comes, you are also met with a wave of disappointment and guilt. You had this goal that was going to lead to so many good benefits in your life, from feeling more present in the moment to enhanced neuroplasticity, to be able to tell your friend that you meditate every day. But you failed. Does this mean that you're weak? That you lack this David Goggins discipline? Perhaps. But is that what's important right now? Or is it more important to get back on the horse and practice this over a long period of time to really experience the profound impacts that it can have on your life? Plus, you can just lie to your mate. They're never going to know you missed a day. When we set expectations of ourselves and do not meet those, it can feel terrible. Especially for those who are more self-critical like I am. It can feel like an absolute failure, which in turn can lead to people abandoning their goals, engaging in more negative habits, and completely losing track of the routine they've worked so hard to produce. Take another example, people in a calorie deficit. What really matters in losing weight is being in a calorie deficit over a long period of time. However, sometimes people slip up. They have a day where they eat a bad takeaway or lots of chocolate while watching a film, and this can lead to really negative feelings, which leads to them abandoning this goal, feeling like they're not strong enough and maybe losing weight just isn't for them. So what's the way around this? Well, this is what Oliver had to say.
Rules that serve life on doing things daily-ish.
I'm talking here about the idea that it's very easy, as we've spoken about, to let the sort of productivity rules and rules for how you want to run your life become the things that you're kind of looking for your salvation, not things that you're using as tools to help you enjoy life and accomplish things that matter to you, but as things that you then sort of are enslaved to. It doesn't mean just do it when you feel like it. It's not completely self-indulgent. It's this idea of like, I'm going to be consistent, but I'm not going to be obsessively consistent in a sort of brittle way that causes too much
weird
more
spirals
guilt
up and spirals down.
Right. Everyone knows that if you did something 5 days out of 7, you did it dailyish, and if you did it 2 days out of 7, you didn't do it dailyish. but there are certain times in life that maybe 3 would count. I think some of the ways consistency gets talked about these days is unhelpful because it implies a sort of rigid consistency that breaks very easily.
The idea that consistency should be defined as doing things daily-ish is really simple, but really powerful. I've been on something of a warpath recently with the productivity community online. I think that too many people have forgotten the very point of productivity in the first place, and they've become so obsessed with feeling productive or ticking off a to-do list. But the concept of doing things daily-ish takes away that tendency, because it means that whenever you engage in this practice, it means that you really want to and you have the time to. This means that you're more likely to see the positive benefits of that practice and you're going to enjoy it more, which means you're way more likely to continue it over the long run. Remember, the goal of integrating a positive habit is not to feel productive or to tick off a to-do list. It's to achieve a goal. And something that really helped me wrap my head around that is remembering that consistency is not perfection. It's about what we do over a long period of time. Recently, I've been focusing a lot on finding ways to not get pulled in by the romanticism of productivity, of not getting obsessed with ticking off a to-do list or finding a new study method. Instead, I want to focus on my goals and work out ways in which I can achieve them more quickly and efficiently. And someone who talks a lot about this is Alex Hormozi. Recently, I made a video talking about his views on productivity hacks and how we can apply his philosophy into our own lives to make our goal pursuit much quicker. So if you're interested in learning about that, feel free to check it out right here. And I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, feel free to like and subscribe. That would be greatly appreciated. And aside from that, have a lovely day. Bye-bye.